This video is to all my young men and young women out there, okay? So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is learning for young men to be the man that she can look up to, and for all the young women out there to date the man that you can look up to, okay? I think it's so easy in 2026 for people to get by in life, especially at the people that I talk to. It's very easy for us to be complacent and like kind of let life continue to roll without taking control of the steering wheel right in front of you. And especially as a man, like life nowadays kind of glorifies complacency, and it glorifies being comfortable and being happy and like all these things, which are great. But let me tell you, the highs and lows of an ambitious life are so much better than experience life at its stagnant phase. And especially like a lot of people will graduate college and be like, oh, I need to move in with my family. And yes, thank God for wonderful families, wonderful mothers and parents that are willing to support. But y'all, we need to discover who we are, and we need to lead our own lives, okay? And that might mean paying $2,000 a month in rent. Okay, I pay like I think 1,800 a month in rent. It's a lot of money, but like the dividend of learning about who I am and growing into my persona post college has been amazing because of that. Like you got to figure out ways to make it all work. You know what I mean? Anyways, going back to my advice for the young man, dude, if you are a young man out there and you are looking to get a 10 out of 10 wife, whatever 10 out of 10 means for you, okay? So for some people that might be looks, for others it might be motherliness, for others it might be faith, anything, your version of 10 out of 10. If you want to secure your 10 out of 10 woman, you need to grow and to be a 10 out of 10 man that can lead that woman. So if you don't believe in yourself when you tell yourself, if you imagine that woman, that 10 out of 10, and you're like, I don't think I could lead her. Dude, you're never going to get her. You need to be the version of yourself that can lead her, the best possible version of yourself, okay? So for all my young men out there, like focus on building a healthy body, whatever it is, like gym, yada, yada, yada. Build a healthy mind, build a healthy spiritual, become firm in your beliefs, because the person who has opinion, honestly, the person who has opinions on things, I've got a lot more respect for than somebody who has no opinion across the board. Okay, you know what I mean? Become firm in who you are and what you believe. And whenever you speak of things, be passionate about things, because leaders are passionate about the things that they do, the things that they enjoy. You can be passionate about Legos. And let me tell you, you talk to this girl and you tell her how passionate you are about Legos and be genuinely sincere about what you're passionate about. Dude, people love, not only do women love that, people love that. People love hearing passion, because passion and enthusiasm drive the bus of life. You know what I mean? If you're passionate about your faith, talk about it. And guess what? If somebody disagrees with what you're passionate about, do you really want them to be your wife? You know what I mean? And for all my ladies out there, okay? Sorry, I've been talking for the guys this whole time. For all my ladies out there, do not marry a guy, do not date a guy that you don't look up to, because if you don't look up to them, you are going to be their mother. And eventually, if you want to be a mother, you don't want to be a mother of all of your kids and your husband, a grown man. Okay? You need to date somebody that you look up to, because life's an adventure. And what I've realized, what I've kind of looked into a lot since I've started doing this dating content and really discovered who I am and my background, by the way, I actually haven't been in a relationship in 6 years. I've been working on myself to be that better man. And I still have insecurities over whether or not I can lead a relationship with my version of the 10 out of 10 wife, whatever wife God brings me and puts in front of me. You know what I mean? So I've been working on this as hard as I possibly can, and now I'm sharing that with everybody. Anyways, as a woman, you have to date the man that you look up to, because most women innately want an adventure. They want to adventure, as do men. But men have to be the catalyst for that adventure. Okay, you want a man that you can venture alongside and that you can have security within and lean your head on and have comfort in and safety in for all of those adventures. You want to be able to go on a run at nighttime next to him and be like, oh, not even thinking about somebody going to mug you. You know what I mean? Like, those little things matter. Anyways, date a man that you look up to. Like, that's don't settle. Don't settle. And so many people nowadays too. I have so many people that I know so closely that settle in their relationships, and like I think settling is the reason why divorce happens and relationships don't, end up hitting the fan. Of course, there's so many other reasons. Like, I think at the same token with all of this, as both young men, women, or whoever's watching this, anyone getting into any relationship or that's single right now, like, you need. Sorry, I'm just yapping. I need to take a second to articulate this thought. Most people get into relationships not because they love each other. They get into the relationships because they are too afraid to be alone with themselves. And that's why when you see people date and then stop, date and stop date. And I've went through that. I've done that before, but that's not what I live by anymore. You know what I mean? And you got to learn to love yourself and be so thankful that God made you a mold. You're the Mona Lisa of your life. The way that you walk in your own life, no one else has walked that way. No one else has walked in your shoes. No one else has wore your hats. No one else has seen and experienced the relationships you've experienced. So be thankful of that. Be thankful that you're in your body and lead that body. Lead that body and be who you are. Be where your feet are. You know what I mean? So many people don't know who they are, or they're not happy with who they are. So then you go and lean on somebody else. And guys, relationships can be like drugs. Literally can be like drugs, and a lot of times way worse than drugs, because that's a whole nother video that I can make about. But y'all, people are too scared to be alone. And like, ironically, I think what relationships really do come down to, whether you're Christian or not, if you're trying to be like God in a relationship, like let's say I'm not Christian. I would still want to be like God in a relationship. Or say God doesn't exist in this third world. If you're a non-Christian watching this, let's say God doesn't exist. Okay. I kind of hate this analogy, but whatever. If I still read all about God and read all of his everything in the Bible, man, if I was like him in a relationship and aiming to be a man like him, a fearless leader like him, that relationship's not going to fail. Like, it's just not going to. It's not the most selfless man in the world, the most fearless leader in the world. Okay, now I am Christian, and that's how I want to be. And if I base my relationship off of that, I think there's so much fruits that come from it. And a lot of people will also say, like, especially young men in today's world, because of pornography, men will be like, what if there's somebody better? What if there's somebody better on the other end? Like I date somebody, and what if there's somebody better? Well, guess what? There's always going to be something better in one quality of another. Like you can get a car, you can get the nicest truck you want. There's going to be a better one. You can get a boat. There's going to be a better one. You can do anything, but life isn't about the materialistics. We all know that as soon as you get something materialistic, the more you get isn't going to bring any happiness. Okay, the money you get enough to just live off of and enjoy life on a basis standpoint is technically all we need. And then everything above that is just riding this high that leads you to realize, like, oh, the more I buy, the more materialistic things I get, it doesn't bring me any joy, me any happiness. So yeah, there might be a woman that's more attractive. There might be a woman that has a better, whatever it is. Like you can insert the quality there, but the connection and the livelihood and the ability to lead a family together that you can have with one person. Oh my gosh, and honoring the man upstairs, that's worth so much more than any of the materialistic stuff, okay? It's like comparing, okay, let's see this. You have a son, and you have the opportunity to let your son live to 80 years old, or you can get a million Ferraris. You could either watch your son grow up to 80 years old, or you can get a million Ferraris. Guess what? You're going to watch the son grow up. You're not going to choose the materialistic stuff over a life, a beautiful life that you have such strong connection to. Just thought of that analogy and it kind of bangs. Anyways, I figured I'd start making these videos because we always like to, I'm kind of an iPad kid, and I was like, why not be the kid that my iPad kid would look up to and watch? So yeah, I'm going to keep these videos around 7 to 10 minutes, sometimes even less, but hope you'll enjoy.